Media Ministry, Pastor Billy Crone. Thanks so much for being back with us so soon. It's great to see you again.
Yeah, you too, Allison. Thanks for having me on.
Listen Absolutely. Up. Pay attention to this. What do you make of former U.S. intelligence official David Grush's statement at the House hearing stating that we recovered non-human remains from an alien craft?
Yeah, well, actually, if you read the Bible, this shouldn't surprise you.
Yep.
Because I think this is all part of a custom-tailored last days deception.
Yes, it
to
is.
explain away the very event that God says is next on his prophetic time calendar. And that event is called the rapture of the church. And that is when God evacuates all born-again Christians, takes them off the planet before the worst time in the history of mankind is thrust upon the planet. The Bible calls that time the 7-year tribulation. So if, in fact, that event is going to happen and you're going to see millions of people disappear, and you're an enemy of God,
it could be a regular day,
what would you be doing? You better be coming up with the best excuse you can think of to explain away why all of a sudden these people disappeared, and specifically, and only specifically, Christians. Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what we have with the alien deception. They're called aliens. I agree with that guy. They're non-humans. But I don't agree with their assessment that they are a higher evolved race of beings from the other side of the solar system or galaxy or whatever here to help us. It's a deception.
Told you this.
They call them aliens. The Bible calls them demons. And they are right now being used to become the perfect excuse to explain away, hey, what happened to those people when all of a sudden they disappeared off the planet? And again, what should you expect if we're getting close to that event the Bible calls the rapture? Then you should see exactly what we're seeing in the news right now. And that is, for decades, we've known that the government and the governments around the world have completely denied any existence of aliens, alien crafts, whatever. A few years ago, you noticed that they immediately switched gears and they started saying, well, yeah, I guess there are some craft that we see out there that seem to be alien, not indigenous to planet Earth. Now what you're seeing is the next step that you can expect. And they are now saying not only crafts, but these beings, these non-human beings are in these crafts. And they're starting to admit that now. And the reason why is because it's called soft disclosure, predictive programming. If you're going to use the alien UFO thing to explain away the rapture of the church, then you have to slowly work people up into that, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So I'm not surprised by it because I'm convinced it's the excuse to explain away what happened to those people that disappeared.
Wow, fascinating stuff, and I sure hope you're right. I sure hope this does indicate.
Sexy Red.
Yeah. And
yo, hey, she going crazy, bruh. You got to give her flowers, bruh. She going crazy.
Yeah, I hate her. Yeah, that's she's delivering a horror spirit amongst young girls. She's introducing. We've had a gangster spirit. The gangster spirit damn near wiped the young black males out. This whole spirit is finna do a number on the young black girls. They already got the boys. They never had focus on black girls before. The powers that be, the tools of white supremacy have never just strictly targeted black girls. They first started targeting black girls with imagery, saying, black girl, you're not pretty if you don't have white girl hair. Those were symbolic things that they were doing. Now they're stripping the black girl of the black man had already shamed the black woman's image to the world by way of rap lyrics. Bitch, hoe, suck my dick, pouring beer on her, and the rap videos. So that's why Miss Dolores C. Tucker came out and said, hold up, y'all, this misogyny music. So that's why she came out and did. She saw what it was doing, right? So now we're at a point now, if a black woman is raped, she's gonna be questioned compared to a white woman. They're gonna automatically think a black girl wants it. So what we're gonna start seeing, because of the imagery of Sexy Red We're gonna start back seeing white boys getting drunk, getting in their trucks, going back into the black community, snatching up the sexy red-looking black girl, or booking one prostitute for a sexy red. It's gonna get ugly, for the black girl. So the black girl finna start being raped more. She finna start being publicly brutalized like the woman who was hit in the head with the rock. All of this imagery makes it easy for a black woman to get hit in the head with a rock, and we all stand around and look at it. Because she's being demeaned. She's being degraded in such a way, you'll start spitting on her. Turning that booty hole, that pussy up, putting your head to the ground, making your ass to the wall. Man, listen, black girls are gonna start being molested at a rate that you guys have not seen like no other because of the imagery. Because little black girls is finna start becoming sexually explicit. To sing the songs of Brown Booty Hole, little black girls is finna start becoming more enticing to pedophiles. 12-year-old homosexual boys is finna start having grown homosexual because they're gonna be more like the music, homie. The music. Satan have always existed in music. Lucifer, the devil, darkness have always lived through music. That's why it's always been a parental advisory, and it's always been, man, kids ain't supposed to hear it, cut it out. Because the darkness inside of you, whether those are your desires or whatever, are usually activated in music. That's why a nigga play love songs, sex songs, it can be activated in music. So these elements are being deposited, homie, in our children. Because they get to hear this shit. They get to see this shit. And not only that, they watch the rewards of it. So I just read a question where somebody asked Sexy Red something about why she always carrying money around. She said that she carry a wad of money around because it's her emotional pet. Do you know how many young girls will now be tricked because a nigga got a wad of money can show them? I used to trick girls like that. The little hoe in the hood. I'll take $2,000 and go get $400 worth of ones, $200 worth of fives, some 20s and 10s, and I'll make $2,000 look like $20,000 to a poor motherfucker.
Niggas with money don't want you paying no. We don't care for you to do that.
See, y'all, I really be trying to leave y'all alone, man, but I be seeing these comments on these videos, and I'm just here to help, bro. So first off, what Iman is saying is absolute fact. Let's go ahead and get that one out the way. But here's the thing. Don't be trying to associate providing with the fact that he's an athlete, he's a celebrity, he's rich, yada, yada, yada. Because let me tell you something. You ain't got to be rich to be a provider, on God. See, because being a provider is a mindset. The people who argue the shit don't have the right mindset and they broke. It's the double whammy. Let's get the caveats out the way because somehow folks on the internet thinks that there are only two ways to see things. Stop that shit. We are talking to and about the men who have the means to provide for their wives. Not your girlfriend, not your situationship, none of that. Listen, your situationship should not be receiving the same benefits as the next man's wife. Does this make sense? We are talking to the women who have the capacity to get to their own bag, right? A lot of them had good jobs. They had businesses or what have you, but they've been doing it by themselves for so long, they feel burnt out. Raising kids, all of that. They come across a man who happens to have a provider mindset. He says to said woman, hey, look, you don't have to work. I ain't say you can't work. I ain't say I don't want you to work. I said you don't have to work. Those women very often become their own bosses. They set their own schedules because their husbands, right, put them in a position to do so. In turn, they reciprocate by managing the household. Y'all got to stay with me. You know, people always talk about the business aspect of a marriage, and they absolutely right, because that's exactly what the fuck this is, partially. And you got to do what makes good business sense, right? God damn it, if I'm in the position to put you in a position where I say to you, you don't have to work. You, as a woman who is not lazy, you say to yourself, well, damn, what can I do to contribute to the house a little bit more? Oh, I know. I'm going to do what I'm passionate about. In doing what you're passionate about, it turns into you being at peace because you're not arguing with your coworker. You ain't got that supervisor that's one day away from saying the wrong shit and having you walk up out of there. The man is able to do what he's supposed to do because he's walking in what he loves to do, right? Everybody's happy. Everybody wins. We travel more. We do the shit we want to do. Our kids feel the benefit of it. Do y'all understand what I'm telling y'all? This is a dance. We got to be together on this shit. We got to stop arguing about the bullshit. The men who you see in the comments always arguing are the men who don't have the means to do so. Yeah, I said men's. The women's who you see in the comments arguing are the women who have been convinced that the man that they're with who doesn't have the means to do so got a 50-50 household, but she's still doing all the work around the house. Never mind. I'm about to go eat this Chipotle. Y'all be great, man. Y'all be great. I ain't got time for this shit.
Y'all seen this right here? These dudes in Chicago, they find an actual underground fallout shelter. It's like a whole city. It's got a bank. It's got everything. Watch this. Blows your mind. Like, no joke.
Women are the moon that are able to translate the heat of the sun. So women are not natural, women are spiritual. That's why your periods are on the cycle of the moon, not on the calendar. Then women are the spiritual element. They are the water that are able to translate what is spiritual and make it physical. So human beings come into the womb of the woman as water, and women convert the spirit, the water, into physical bones and marrow to become human beings. So women are divine, and they are the water, the medium between two elements. They are the present, because they are able to translate for us what is in the past in terms of our genes and connect it to the future. That becomes the children. So that trinity of time, the trinity of spirituality, needs to be understood, because that becomes the meeting place. Then in Shona we say Muari, which means Ma'ari, which means inside the woman. That's where God resides, to translate that which we cannot see, to make it visible. Yeah.
Could it be that, is it a coincidence that we have the Ma'at and the Ma'ari?
The African cultures have a common background, which is actually, in the Shona, when we say let's pray, we say kuna ma'ata, kuna ma'at. In other words, we are going back to ma'at. We are submitting to the feminine that is in all of us. And mudzimai, mudzi is the root. Mai is the mother. Therefore, mudzi is the roots of humanity are women. And musikana, that is a woman. And Mwari in Shona is called musikawano. And musika is the small piece of wood we use when we are making our traditional meals. That you mash up water and meal to make the ugari or to make the pap. Therefore, musika means creator. Ana, vana means children. Musika ana means the one who makes children. So therefore, God is also musika vano, the one who makes people. So if God makes people, women make the children. Therefore, in our African, particularly in the Shona culture, it is very clear that women are given the similar name to God himself, which is Musika Ana, the creator of children.
Wow. I mean, it's not like this is even what we...